You're watching Qrom Gaming. Enjoy the video.
Hey guys and gals, Nary here from Qrom Gaming. To some of you to me on Twitter, the Gaming Dragon. Today I'm coming back at you another Let's Play episode of When Stars Fall. So y'all, before we jump into it, just wanted to let y'all know that our Patreon is now up. We've got Bronze tier for $5, Silver tier for $10, and Gold tier for $15. Each come with their own exclusive rewards and permanent access to our community Discord server. And any of those tiers that you pay for, y'all also gain access to our upcoming Not Safe for Work videos. Anyway, let's go ahead and jump right back in. Alarm chain, you are up. And let's go. Alright. Is he really going to just walk through the whole place in a towel? I followed the large wolf because it was better than getting on his bad side. Not that I wasn't even sure if he had a good side. We turned down a few halls I hadn't seen before and arrived at a door I was sure couldn't lead to the main hall. Orion held up a small metal plate with a small blue gem engraved into it and held it up to the door. Where was he keeping that? There was a quiet click and he opened the door. We entered a room that was relatively big, but had very few things in it. There was a bed in the middle, a desk and a dresser off to the right, and a piano to the left. Everything on the desk was neatly organized, and the bed was made flawlessly. It almost looked like no one actually lived in the room with how tidy it was. Please, take a seat at the desk. And don't touch anything. I did as he instructed and watched as he walked over to the dresser next to the desk and pulled out some crisply folded clothes. He set the clothes on the dresser and turned to me. This is awkward. Are you gonna turn around, or are you waiting for a show? Oh! Don't turn around. Let me see that penis, boy! Oh, I love this. Well, I mean, if you're offering, I wasn't. Well... turn around. Yeah, don't get in this bed. Alright, I was just joking around. You can stand to lighten up a little, you know. A few minutes passed in relative silence, the only sounds being a dropped towel and a shuffle of fabric. Alright. I turned back around. He quickly gathered his towel and placed it into a small basket by the dresser. Let's go. Without another word, Orion made his way to the door, and I followed back out into the maze of hallways. Orion and I continued down hallway after hallway until we finally reached the main hall again. The orientation group is gathered over there. Be sure to head straight back to the admin office when you're finished. Oh, that was something. I headed toward the gathered group for the orientation. I made my way over to the group and stood near the back. It wasn't long before a peppy-looking human woman with chocolate skin and bubblegum pink dreadlocks stepped forward and greeted the group with a large grin. Hello, everyone! I'm Ember, third-year Holy Arts student, student representative, fabulous welcome committee president, tour guide extraordinaire, and lots of other things. It's so wonderful to meet you. I'm sure you're all wonderful people, and I can't wait to meet each and every one of you. I was a bit taken aback by her chipperness and glanced around the group. I made eye contact with the hyena, who shared a similar look of disbelief of our guide. His expression quickly turned sour, and he turned back to the guide. What's that guy's problem? All right, new students, let's start our tour. Ember began walking further into the main hall toward the grand staircase, but turned left and guided us toward the wall with a large portrait of a regal-looking man. Fun quiz time! Can anyone tell me who this magnificent gentleman is? That's King Eldridge Gemini 2. Correct! Looks like we've got a smart cookie in our group today. Does anyone know what King Gemini 2 was most renowned for? Definitely wasn't his sense of style. Unfortunately, that is incorrect, Mr. Hyena blushed at being called out for his nearly whispered comment. Damn, her hearing is good. Oh, Reth Zuberi. Well, Mr. Zuberi, his fashion was actually considered the pinnacle of his era. However, King Gemini was most well known for his perfection and mastery of the holy arts. Before he perfected the art, healing on the battlefield was limited to basic first aid and the minimal use of magic to slow the loss of blood to a manageable level. King Gemini took this magic to a whole new level and was the first to be able to not only stop a person from bleeding, but to close mortal wounds completely. It's actually quite exciting, but sadly we don't have the time to stay here and discuss his accomplishments further. Moving along now, we'll take a look at the classrooms. I turned to follow the group, but something made the back of my neck tingle. There it is again, that sense of being watched. I looked at the portrait, the king's eyes were indeed fixated on me again. So creepy. I picked up my pace to catch up with the rest of the group as we ascended the grand staircase and headed to the left. I managed to make it back to the group just in time to hear the tail end of what Ember was saying about the classrooms. And, depending on your major, some of you will be spending a lot of time in these rooms, while some of you may spend most of your time outside in the training grounds. Somehow I ended up next to Reth at the back of the group, which was probably one of the last places I wanted to be. As we passed by the rooms, I looked in. They were mostly empty since classes didn't start until tomorrow, but there were a couple people inside of a room that looked to be some sort of cooking room. Large black pots sat on tables and shelves lined with various powders, plants, roots, and liquids lined the walls. Ask Reth. Curiosity got the better of me, and being the only person here I knew the name of at the moment, aside from Ember, I decided to quietly ask Reth, remembering how good Ember's hearing was. Second, y'all, it is water time. I made a new drink today, y'all. It is pineapple juice, lemon sparkling water, with a dash of Kraken black spiced rum. I have no idea what to call it, but it was rather good. Quite strong. Hey, Reth, which major involves cooking? Seriously? The stuff ain't for cooking, it's for brewing potions and magic shit. Ooh, that makes sense. I guess there are so many mages here. Which major are you in? Rogue. Quit talking to me. I don't even know you, newbie. I'm Marcus. I haven't decided a major yet. Seriously? So you're a lazy newbie? Great. What's with the bad attitude? It's not a bad attitude, it's just my attitude when some newbie keeps bugging me with questions. Fine then. Sorry for trying to be friendly. I don't need any. With that, he picked up his pace and rejoined the group. Well, an attitude like that, you're not going to make any. We continued down the same hall, passing classroom after classroom, and it seemed endless and impossible to have so many large rooms in one hall. There were rooms with desks and chairs, some with books on shelves that reached from floor to ceiling, some rooms with weapons and armor, some with strange glowing tools and large contraptions. The more I saw, the more I wanted to know more about each major. Ember had given some short descriptions on each room and which major used them as we passed by, but I still wanted to know more. One room in particular caught my eye. It was a relatively small room with a simple door on the outside. Inside of the room I could see only a couple of tables with small glowing tools like one of the other rooms. The tools looked somehow different though, more worn. In the center of the room was a single wooden pedestal with a large black book hovering on top of it. The book was closed, but there was a faint violet glow coming from inside of it. I blinked and it was gone. Not just the book, the whole room was gone, and I was staring at a blank wall in the hallway. I glanced around to see if anyone else had seen the room, but the whole group had vanished too. Shit! How did I manage to lose an entire group of people in a straight hallway? I rushed down the hall as fast as I could to see the tail end of the group turn the corner down the hallway. I sped up to almost a run and just barely caught up as Ember began talking about this new area. Our final stop on the tour for today will be your dorms. There were a few excited whispers among the new students. Now, of course, the men and women will be separated into different wings for decency. Also, as first years, you will have a roommate, as there are usually 2 people per room, so be sure to get along. Each of the dorm areas will also have a supervisor, someone who basically just makes sure you're not breaking any rules. It's good to stay on their good side. Also, they'll be in charge of who you room with. Most of them will take into consideration your personal choices if you have any. I glanced over to Reth, who caught my gaze and glared at me. I ain't sharing a room with you, newbie. I didn't ask. Whatever. I wonder if Silas already has a roommate. Orion also seemed to be alone since I only saw one bed. Is it because he's a second year? Alright, this is the West Wing where the men stay. Your dorm supervisor should be around here somewhere if he's not passed out drunk somewhere. Oh, looks like you brought me some fresh meat, little Em. I turned around as a very large dragon came lumbering down the hall toward the back of the group, which of course is where I was. Seeing the hulking dragon figure that referred to us as meat come toward us, I suddenly looked around for a place to hide, just in case. If it came down to it, I'd probably use Reth as a meat shield. These are the new enrollments for the fall semester. Ember made her way effortlessly from the front of the group to the back and intercepted the large dragon. Oh my goddess, Ember. Though I doubted most of the group could hear, I was close enough to make out the short, whispered conversation between the two of them. You smell like booze. That's because I was drinking them, princess. Ember sighed and placed her hands on her hips. Way to be a role model, Professor Qrom. The dragon, apparently named Qrom and a professor, gave a hearty laugh and Ember sighed once again and faced the group. This is the supervisor for this section of the male dormitories. Please be sure to... Prismatic Kluverax, dorm supervisor and teacher of the Guardian courses. You can call me Qrom. Qrom bared his large, sharp teeth in a grin and then winked at the group. If you get on my really good side, you can call me other things, too. There were a few laughs around the group, some more nervous than others, but I heard a barely audible growl from my side. Second, y'all, it is water time. Oh god, that drink is so good. There were a few laughs from around the group, some more nervous than others, but I heard a barely audible growl from my side. I glanced over and Reth's hackles were raised and his face looked almost feral. I guess Reth really doesn't like this guy. He noticed my stare, and then his usual bristly demeanor returned, and he just gave me his usual glare, which I was getting used to. Amber cleared her throat and then addressed the group. All right, girls, you can follow me to the better half's dormitories. Boys, you can stay here and get your rooms assigned with Professor Qrom. She walked through the group toward the front and then turned to face us again. Oh, and be sure to be respectful. She smiled, but there was a sense of foreboding coming from her, though it felt like it was directed behind me toward the dragon. Qrom laughed loudly again. I'll be sure to take real good care of him, Miss Ember. She sighed and led the girls of the group off down the hallway and disappeared around a corner. Once the group was out of sight, Qrom gave a big grin towards us. All right, you good-looking bastards, let's get your rooms assigned nice and swift-like. Qrom reached into a pocket and pulled out his PAL and pressed the embedded gem. The device slid open and revealed a translucent blue screen between the metal pieces. The size of the device in the large dragon's hand was a bit comical, but he worked it with ease. Right, line up. State your name and your favorite body part so I can get your rooms assigned. No one stepped forward. That was a joke. Come on, step forward and let me know if you already have a preferred roommate. The guys lined up in front of the large dragon and quickly began getting their rooms and roommates assigned. Some leaving happily, some a little disappointed. Judging from the thinned-out group, it looked like there was only 9 new male enrollments for this semester, including myself. Reth was the last before me to get his room assigned, and he said he didn't have a roommate preference as long as it wasn't the newbie behind him. I rolled my eyes and stepped forward after he finished. Qrom really did smell of booze like Ember had said. It was quite strong, and for a moment I wondered if it was possible to get drunk from the smell alone. And what's your name, handsome? Flirt. I'm Marcus Carver, and my favorite body part is your... penis. Cock. Well, I can't see it if the rest of your body's any indication. It has to be impressive. Ha! I like a man who knows what he likes. Who knows, maybe one day you'll get to find out if it measures up to your expectations. Qrom clicked through his PAL and found my name. Let's see. Ass. Ass, it looks really good, even with pants on. Maybe someday I'll let you see how good it looks without pants. Let's see. Arms. Arm. Your arms are so massive with muscle. Ha! I like a man who knows what he likes. He flexed his biceps, which made his arms even more impressive, and bent closer to me. Take a feel. I did. Since he wasn't wearing sleeves, I could feel the muscle beneath his scales quite easily. Though I don't remember feeling one, his scales felt remarkably like a snake's, but more firm and rigid. Unlike a snake's, I could feel the heat of his body radiating through the scales. If you're in the Guardian Mage, I'll be sure to train your body hard and put some muscle on those bones of yours. He pulled his arm back. Let's see, I think I might actually choose that one. Belly. Belly, it looks big but firm and adds to your impressive physique. Ha! I like a man who knows what he likes. Most people don't care for it and tell me I should eat less. What did you tell them? Nothing. I ate them too. He gave me a wink. Just kidding. I'm not the type of guy to take people's insults to heart. I've got thick scales. Thanks for the compliment all the same. Oh, he blushed there. Ooh. I don't think he did that before, did he? 1 second, y'all. Water time. Alright. Chest. Chest, those pecs of yours are impressive. Ha! I like a man who knows what he likes. Maybe I'll let you feel just how impressive they are. You belly. He seemed to like the belly. That's cute. Qrom clicked through his PAL and found my name. Huh. Looks here like you haven't finished enrollment yet. Afraid I can't assign your room till you're enrolled completely and have a PAL. Everyone else has all signed in, so I'm free for now. Should I escort you to the admin office, or did you have someone else in mind? Let's do it for you. Qrom, okay. I enjoyed that. Thanks. Oh, let's see. Reth. Actually, I do have someone in mind. Hey, Reth. He turned to me and walked over. I wasn't sure if it was because Qrom was right there or for some other reason, but he approached with the same old scowl nonetheless. What do you want, newbie? I need someone to go with me to the admin office. Would you mind going? Seriously, go walk yourself. Come on, Zuberry. It'll mean you get away from me for a bit. Reth's gaze bounced between the two of us, as if weighing which of us was the bigger pain in the ass. So I'm gonna... Okay. Apparently I won. Or lost. I wasn't quite sure, but reluctantly Reth agreed to go with me. Fine. Fine. But be quick about it, though. The less time I have to spend with you, the better. Ha! That's the spirit. Well, sort of. Just save the fighting for your classes. We walked down the halls at a quick pace. Every time I caught up with Reth, he would walk just a bit faster. It was almost like he was trying to lose me. Would you slow down a bit, Reth? Why don't you keep up, newbie? I know you don't like me, but running away from me won't solve anything. Breath stopped dead in his tracks and turned on his heels to me. I ain't running from nothing. I just don't want to have to spend more time than I have to with a newbie like you. What is your issue with me? Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and pause it right there. Yep, alright, I'm gonna go ahead and pause it right there. Thank y'all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell. Leave a super thanks. Your tip if you can, it always helps. Don't forget to check out that Patreon, y'all. It really helps. Anyway, I love you all. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!